The Tomorrow series is a series that assures you that you are going to cry at any moment. Each chapter holds something special and of course gives us a life lesson. It is an adaptation of the webtoon on Tomorrow. It shows cases of a supernatural team of reapers, angels from beyond, whose job is to prevent people from committing suicide. In their episodes, they have touched on various social issues, such as bullying, injustice, depression, sexual harassment, misogyny, among others. The K-drama has a warning at the beginning and end of each episode indicating that it is not appropriate for those who are affected by this issue. Most K-dramas tend to be very intense and almost always include a love story. This drama was no exception and presented a cute, but at the same time very sad and painful love story. There was a detail that they presented at the end of the series that makes us understand that they included a kind of belief that could give another twist to the story of this series. That's why today I'm going to talk about the theory of the red thread that was hidden in the story of Ryan and Jung-Gil. But first, remember to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell to be among the first to see our content. We know that although this series has as its main theme the importance of loving life and makes it very clear that suicide is not the best option, it also has other themes that teach us many things. In the last chapters, we were able to understand a little more the story of Ryan and Jung-Gil, since this story was not very well understood and we did not know the connection they had. We know that in the series it is frequently mentioned that the connection between them had been severed. When we know the story, we learned that Ryan had committed suicide and of course Jung-Gil was very saddened by this event. But what happened to make her make this decision? Years ago this couple lived in a kind of village, and in those times life was very difficult as it was common for different wars to exist. They met in a very peculiar way. Jung-Gil, when he was young, was about to assault a child, and then Ryan came and saved the child. Then Jung-Gil is in the forest and was bitten by a poisonous snake, and Ryan saved him and took him to his village. After this, they got to know each other more and fell in love. When they were adults, Jung-Gil had to leave the village to go fight and had to leave Ryan alone. Then the village was invaded and Ryan had to leave to save her life. Because she left the village, rumors started to spread about her, and that's when all the suffering started. The rumors were so strong that she was stoned, a typical act of those times. And it was there that her best friend defended her and saved her. However, later her friend passed away. Ryan was heavily criticized by the people of her village and even by her own mother-in-law. This made Jung-Gil very angry, and he couldn't stand the situation and started to kill those he heard saying rumors about her. Then Ryan felt very unhappy about the behavior of her husband, the village, and her mother-in-law, and she couldn't take it anymore and took her own life. Then Jung-Gil found out and was devastated, and for that act she was punished. Part of the punishment of committing suicide, according to the series, is it breaks the connection you have with your loved ones. For example, there was a scene where Ryan was drunk and Jun-Woong went to look for her. At that moment he notices that she has some red threads on her right hand and remembers something very important. When Jun-Woong was talking to Jade Emperor, he told her that the afterlife was very strong with people who committed suicide, and Jade Emperor told him that the first punishment is breaking the threads of fate. He then recalled that Ryan told him that, unless they break that thread themselves, they will meet that person again no matter how many times they are reborn. Then Jun-Woong asks her if breaking the thread means that the people committed suicide, and thus it is implied that yes. So far, we know that there is a connection with the legend of the red thread and the series, but we also have to understand that the red thread can mean two things, a protection and another connection with the love of your life. For example, if we talk about protection, the red thread on the wrist has the meaning of prosperity, protection, good luck, and affection, according to Kabbalah practice. Besides benefiting your positive energy, it is also capable of absorbing bad vibes, attracting money, and generating harmony in your life. It should be worn around the left wrist. The left arm and hand represent acceptance, while the right arm and hand embody the power of giving. Wearing it on the left hand offers spiritual immunization against the evil eye. If we look at various scenes, Ryan had her bracelet or red threads on her right hand, so perhaps she did not wear it for protection. It could also be that this type of bracelet was given to people who committed suicide. However, they repeatedly focused on Ryan's hand, implying that this bracelet could have a deeper meaning. There is another meaning of this red thread, and it is related to a legend. It is quite possible that you have heard about the legend of the red thread or something similar. If so, it will ring a bell that this thread connects two people who are predestined to spend the rest of their lives together, no matter if male or female, place of origin, age, or situations experienced, for this thread is completely unbreakable. It goes from the tip of the little fingers of these two people to infinity and beyond. According to this theory, an invisible red thread connects those who are destined to meet, regardless of time, place, or circumstances. The red thread can be stretched, contracted, or tangled, but never broken. This is how it is literally quoted in the legend. And there are some who fully believe in destiny, thus affirming this theory. Before Ryan entered the RM team, she remembered Jung-Gil perfectly. However, at that time he did not know who she was. At the end of the series, Jung-Gil went to the memory archive and was able to see what his past life with Ryan was like. After this, when Jung-Gil learns that Ryan was in danger, he runs to save her, implying that his feelings for her have returned. There is also a scene where she claims him for saving her and he claims her for not telling him about her past. It is clearly seen that they relive those feelings of their past. And at the end of the series you can see how Jung-Gil continues with his work, but now with a new perspective of the RM team. Of course, with everything that happened he managed to understand how important the work of this team was. But I don't know if you noticed that Ryan had a very emotional smile when she saw Jung-Gil again, and then you can see that they are going to continue working together, although in different departments. This ending could mean that the legend of the red thread came true for this couple. We know that this couple went through very difficult things. They have even gone through reincarnations and are working for the afterlife. However, they are still together. According to the rules, if you commit suicide you cut off your relationship with your loved ones. However, the theory of the red thread says that when two people are destined to be united, there is nothing that can separate them. This legend says that the thread can tangle, but never break, and we see that in the story symbolically. The thread tangled many times, but in the end it never broke. What do you think of this theory and its relation to Jung-Gil and Ryan's life? Leave your comment here. If you like this video, like and share it with your friends.